The Brisbane to Hamilton Island Yacht Race is one of Australia's longest, tropical Category 2, offshore yacht races, with competitors from across Australia and around the world racing to the beautiful Hamilton Island in time for the start of the Whit-Sunday Race Week season. Now, over to the start in Moreton Bay.
Okay, I'm all set to start the race. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Following a feeder race from Sydney, the fleet of local and southern yachts headed to Hamilton Island Race Week via competing in the Royal Queensland's Yacht Squadron's Yacht Sales, Brisbane to Hamilton Island Yacht Race. The 15 entries were headed by the 100-foot Super Maxi, Andu Comanche, which made a dominant presence on the assembled fleet. Leaving Moreton Bay and heading north, the classy and eclectic fleet prepared to line up for Royal Queensland Yacht Squadron's 2023 Yacht Sales Co. Brisbane to Hamilton Island Yacht Race, which started on Moreton Bay on Friday the 4th of August, when rugby great King Wally Lewis fired the starting gun to send the fleet on its way. Lewis enjoyed a sail on the Sydney Hobart multiple line honours winner, Andu Comanche, ahead of the race start. The John-winning junior skippered Super Maxi started as one of the favourites to take line honours in the Brisbane to Hamilton Island Yacht Race. This year marks the third edition of the Warm Water, Go North, 530 nautical mile race, with some of Australia's top yachts entered, including 2018 Rolex Sydney Hobart race winner, Alive, from Tasmania, and owned by Philip Turner. The record-breaking multi-hull, Rex, and ORMA 60, skippered by Dale Mitchell from the Whit-Sundays, took line honours from Andu Comanche last year, and it will be on between the pair again this year. The overall results of the race were, first, the 66-foot, Alive, skippered by Duncan Hine, second, the TP52 Koa, skipper Andy Kierman, and third, Matador, David Doherty. The next part of the 37th America's Cup has started and all teams are in Spain, where the New Zealand Yacht Squadron is holding their defence. But first there is the secondary regatta, with AC 40-foot foiling boats sailed by female and youth teams. To confuse it further, these regattas are not in the host venue, they are in Italy and the Middle East in the Republic of Saudi Arabia. But back in Spain, Ineos Britannia are having a tough time testing.
So Giles Scott helming on port today, first day for T6 in Barcelona. Yesterday we saw the boat, you guys were going to go sailing, you had some technical issues. Anything you can tell us about that?
It's just some of the data link setup that we had between the base, the boat and back in Brackley. So it got sorted throughout the day, but unfortunately we missed our window. Breeze picked up in the late afternoon to, I think it got north of 20 knots, and we weren't that keen to push out on that with a recommissioning day for T6.
So T6 been in the shed, or at least in transit. Are any modifications in that down period?
Yeah, there's been plenty going on in the background. As you probably see from today, there's no major component changes, but for sure there's been little tweaks here and there. And I'm sure if you look at in detail at some of the photos, there'll be a few little things of interest there.
We noticed a grey enclosure on the bottom of the mast there. We've seen it there before, but it seems to be being used in anger this time. Does that give you some different functionality?
Yeah, it's just the location of some of the electronic hardware. It was sitting in the boat in Palma. It's now just moved onto the back of the rig. That's all.
So let's talk about today. It was an interesting day out on the water. We all know that it's bumpy out there.
Yeah.
And it proved to be so. How does that change how you sail the boat? Oh
well, I mean, I think the sea state today certainly changed a lot. Looking back to last week when we were sailing the AC40, we had some lumpy days, but for sure today was a big step up on the conditions that we even saw last week. So yeah, I'd say it was for the wind speed and the wind direction. The sea state was pretty extreme today. Certainly very tricky in the 40-footer.
Does it change all of the angles, exits from tacks jibes, all of that stuff?
Yeah, it changes absolutely everything. I mean, as a sailing group, we've got to adjust to it. I mean, it's, you know, you're changing sail shapes all the time. You're having to steer around waves. Pilots have got a lot on trying to keep the foils in the water as well. So, yeah, it certainly makes the sailing a lot more challenging. Let's put it that way.
We noticed yesterday a new addition to the front of the boat for the trimmers and flight controllers, a digital display with a red dot circulated.
Oh yes, yeah, just a Night Rider edition.
It does look like Night Rider. What does that do for them?
To be honest, I'm not 100% sure what it does at the moment. It helps them with trim. I'm not sure if it's aero or hydro orientated at the moment. It can be configured either way.
Okay, how would you score yourself today, Giles, on today's performance?
A solid commissioning day, yeah, certainly an eye-opener for some of the conditions that Barcelona can offer. So yeah, it was a good day. Let's give it, I don't know, give it an 8 out of 10.
Barcelona, Spain is the location for the 2023 edition of the Rolex TP52 World Championship. The annual competition represents both the highest echelon of monohull Grand Prix sailing and is also the pinnacle event of the annual 52 Super Series. Rolex has been the title sponsor of the World Championship, an official timepiece of the 52 Super Series since 2017. This year's event is expected to welcome a highly competitive fleet from Africa, Asia, Europe and North America.
It's one of the most coveted titles in world sailing.
Okay, here we go, all the way up, racing now.
To claim it requires an exceptional level of skill and performance. This August, Barcelona hosts the annual Rolex TP52 World Championship. The event brings together a high-class international fleet of equally matched 52-foot monohulls, owned and helmed by passionate, skilled amateurs, and crewed by some of the planet's leading professional talent.
The TP52 class is an unbelievable class.
Now coming down, one, and hoist.
The racing is so competitive.
Ship can come down, no lower. 2
Consistency is demanded, and mistakes are mercilessly punished. A single error can compromise an entire championship.
A boat length here and there differentiates between first and last place.
Flawless teamwork is critical.
Okay, here we go, all the way up, racing now. Very good.
All races count. The first boat across the finish line wins. Teams from 4 continents will take to the waters in Spain. An intense week-long, maximum 10-race regatta awaits.
You have so many sailors, and all these boats are able to win a regatta. To win the Rolex TP52 World Championship, that's a result. If you're a world champion, there's nobody else.
Racing at the Rolex TP52 World Championship, the highest echelon of monohull Grand Prix competition, partnered by Rolex since 2017, commences on August 22nd.
We are Sailing Only Media. Please subscribe, share, like, and check the alerts bell. The wind continued to howl on day 6 of the 2023 Fuerteventura PWA Grand Slam, as gusts in excess of 35 knots were once again recorded, whilst the water conditions improved as the afternoon progressed once the tide began to drop back as the extremely treacherous chop was replaced with little stunt ramps, which allowed the world's best freestylers to produce an explosive start to proceedings.
Welcome, day number 6, the first day of freestyle here in Fuerteventura. Red flag is already up and we are going straight in. Here we go, Daskina, come on, forward.
Coming in.
I think Oda must have some, she has got the moves though, I know that for sure. She's been practicing here a lot. Super consistent.
Super impressive.
Oh!
Micah with a beautiful forward.
That was super big and clean forward for Micah Hoofman there. Yeah, this really does like push your limits.
Corner for Micah.
Wow. It's good for the riders to see everything. Oh, nice. Rewarded with the points, but that is difficult on the way out. Flacker from Hooverman. Oh, look at this. This is setting up perfectly for Runes.
Push loop.
Push loop, little bit of tweak in there as well.
Air funnel burner.
Oh, he's on it. One-handed
He got the burner.
burner.
One big shove it.
Here we go. Runes, switch stance. No-handed, difficult to see from the live scoring at the moment.
With air funnel 360.
Nice duck there. Scope who got stuck but somehow saved it.
What we see here? Amado Spoculo. Nice.
He's got that
This
pop
is
out of nowhere.
shallow.
Oh my God, he's used to that in Bonaire, isn't he?
Double culo.
Yes, and full planing. No, I can imagine.
Oh, forward on the way in.
Forward on the way in.
So windy. Oh no, going for the corner.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Wow, fair play.
That's a really good job.
We go. She might even finish it with a bigger shove it. Wow. She controlled that so well.
I'm in the wind. Oh, boom, perfect.
There we go.
Forward.
Yeah. Well, we're already seeing how much he's on it.
Oh, big shift.
Oh!
Almost there, man.
So now he's going for the big ones.
Yeah.
Keep your eye on the inside, Jensel cares.
Whoa,
That's
one more.
big.
Sick one. Nice, Kabi. One more, Becky. And he make it, finally.
There we go.
Nice.
Sam Steve makes that back loop. It will count.
Boson with there, Kabi.
Oh.
Clean one. Nice.
Okay, we're going to have an interview with Sarah Keaton.
Yeah, I'm really excited to be freestyling again. After a full week of slalom, it's really fun to get on the fun gear, basically. I went out last night and did some moves and I felt really happy. And also for today, it's really, really windy. It's probably the strongest that I've competed in. So it was definitely a tough heat, but I had fun. There's some waves and yeah, you can play a bit with the conditions.
We got an interview with Amado Vrieswijk.
I did not know what to expect this morning. I've not been sailing freestyle for a long time, and to be able to go into these hardcore conditions, I'm fully overpowered on 4-4. On my 101 freestyle board, I had a massive heat against Bals. Against Bals, you never know because he pulls out the craziest things, which is super good to see. But I'm happy to win, and then we finish it off tomorrow.
So there we go, some crazy action, and we are down to the final 4 in the men and the final 4 in the women. In the men, it's Runes going against Vrieswijk. Yes, Vrieswijk is, after 5 days of slalom, he is still going strong, and he set one of the highest heat scores of the day. In the second semi-final, we have got Jensel Cares going against last year's world champion Adrian Bosson. Both of those guys have been on fire. And then obviously in the women, we've got Oda Johanna Brodholt going against Micah Hooverman, a matchup we have seen so many times before. And on the bottom side of the draw, Sarah Keita Offringer going against Erpenstein. Yes, she is in the freestyle and she has took out Ariane Alkas in that first round. So there we go. Join us tomorrow for day 2 of the freestyle, day 7 of this Fuerteventura Grand Slam, and we will be sailing those semi-finals and the finals.
Day 9 of the 2023 Fuerteventura PWA Grand Slam saw the conclusion of the men's and women's freestyle, which saw Sarah Offringa claim a record-extending 14th freestyle world title, whilst Yentel Kayas completed a superb comeback to claim his first event title on the World Tour.
Day number 9 here in Fuerteventura, and we got results in both the men's freestyle double elimination and the women's double elimination. If you look at it that way.
Whoa, nice
That is a nice shaka. If you're going to do a shaka in a heat, do a good one. And that was good. Let's go and have a word with Sarah Offringa.
It's so crazy. I was really nervous the day before the heat, and I had this feeling of like, it takes one heat, or in my case 2 in this double elimination, and I either win it or lose it, and it could go like that. And the heat is only 8 minutes, and I got it in the end. I started out feeling a little bit nervous and shaky, but once I got my moves in, I just told myself to enjoy myself.
Let's go and have a chat with him on the beach.
I'm so stoked to finally win this event. All the guys were sailing so good. Bosson was, is such an amazing sailor here, and I had to go all in. Already, actually, today from the first heat, I got straight Amado. It's definitely not a warm-up heat, it's like the best of the best. And then Anthony, and then Bosson 2 times. I'm so stoked. I'm working for this for so many years to try to win here. Many podiums, but I never managed, and this is my dream event to win.
So that is it for the double here in Fuerteventura. World champion Sarah Offringa and Yentel Kayas leads the world title race in the men. It will go all the way to Silt for them. Tomorrow, day number 10, the last day of competition, it is said we will be doing a super session. So tune in for that, tune into the live stream. We will be there to bring it to you.
Released this week is a recap of the 10 years of Foiling Week. From moths to mini-maxes, foiling sailing boats has come a huge way. It certainly has a place in the future of our sport.
Foiling Week wraps up 3 major initiatives within world sailing, and it's on the cutting edge of yachting. It's what's capturing the imagination of the younger generation. And so the first part about the International Foiling Week is that it makes it open to everybody.
We had a meeting with some exhibitors. We are introducing the Foiling Technology Pavilion together with the Foiling organization, so that's why I'm here.
It's exciting to sail and exciting also for the public from the shore.
The names here, when you see the Moth fleet and everything, as well as 69F fleet wasn't here last year, so I mean you can see it just getting bigger and bigger. You got to appreciate being in Lake Garda.
You mentioned core values. I think for both Foiling Week and for 11th Hour Racing, our mission is to restore the health of the oceans, but then also to change the marine industry as well, right?
I've been following Foiling Week from afar for 10 years now it's been going, so I've been following it for a while.
Amazing week of racing. First time racing in a moth for me here in Lake Garda. It really was the perfect place to start my moth racing.
The wind claimed its share of prominence on the penultimate day of competition of the 41 Copa del Rey Mapfre by arriving late and blowing irregularly, but everyone was able to add partial scores to their lockers. The top contenders for the title have taken positions at the top of the 8 classes, and will compete for glory on Saturday in an exciting all-or-nothing grand finale.
Le condizioni sono un po' diverse dagli altri giorni perché alcuni modelli meteo danno una cosa, altri altra, quindi non sabemos muy bien por dónde va a saltar.
Should be really exciting, so
¡Vamos!
Last Saturday, August 5th, SES Volts hosted the awarding of the trophies for the 41st Copa del Rey Mapfre. The event, which took place after the end of the last day of competition, was chaired by King Don Felipe, who was in charge of presenting the awards to the winners of the 8 categories of this popular Mediterranean regatta.